They installed cameras on my sunflowers, tried to ban mooing, and declared war on my scarecrow. But instead of folding, I unleashed a surprise the HOA never saw coming: 3 helicopters and a payload of justice raining from the sky. Drop a comment below and tell me where you're watching from, whether you're on a farm, in a suburb, or dodging your own local tyrant. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss another tale where justice grows wild and HOA drama goes full meltdown. It started with khaki-clad clipboard warriors led by a woman named Linda Voss, the new HOA president. She introduced herself with a grin so fake it could have come with a buyer beware sticker. For generations, my family's farm sat quietly on the town's edge, just beyond the suburban sprawl. Then one day, the city rezoned us into their manicured dystopia for community unity. Like a hawk spotting a snack, the HOA swooped in to claim us. At first, it was subtly letter in prim cursive complaining my barn's shade clashed with their precious aesthetic. I chuckled, framed it, and hung it in the shed. But Linda was only warming up. She hosted her first HOA meeting like a dictator's coronation, complete with cookies and spite. "This farm," she declared, "disrupts our serene vibe." I raised my hand. "Ma'am, this land's been here since before your cul-de-sac had a name." She wrinkled her nose like she'd caught a whiff of the cows, which she had, and snapped, "That's exactly what we're fixing." Next came a notice on my gate. Violation Section 12.7. Excessive odor emissions. Apparently, chickens were now a biohazard. Then a DO Law 2000 fine for unauthorized crops. I called Linda. She answered with syrupy glee, "Hi there. We're pushing for a floral forward look now. Lady, I grow wheat." "Wheat so vertically intrusive," she said, hanging up before I could suggest where she shoved her daisies. Soon, an HOA drone buzzed over my cows, gauging their tranquility impact. My bull tank rammed it into a tree. IVE never loved him more. That night, an email griped about animal hostility toward approved tech. I replied with a pic of tank in shades, captioned, "He meant it." Things darkened after that. Linda dropped the pretense this wasn't about rules, it was personal. I caught her glaring at my scarecrow like it owed her dues. A new edict banned unsanctioned effigies. Then orange flags sprouted 6 feet into my land for a fence correction. I yanked them out. She sent a notarized cease and desist signed by her sister, who peddled pyramid scheme candles at the HOA picnic. A neighbor whispered, "She says your cows breed rural stress." I told him they're just cows. He asked if they did therapy gigs. "One old-timer, Mr. Hargrove," spoke up at a meeting and got branded disruptive and banned. Linda launched a newsletter, CIVYC Harmony Today, photoshopping my fields into a wasteland with a skull for flair. I asked if it was a threat. She called it artistic. The mailman stopped meeting my eyes like delivering fines was a war crime. One morning, citations dangled from my tractor. Another neighbor said Linda wanted a nature-free zone. Every meeting, she chirped, "We're all in this together," while shredding my life. The breaking point? A sign on our shared road, "Coming soon, HOA Serenity Garden and Zen Labyrinth, swallowing half my wheat field." This wasn't overreach, it was conquest. Linda didn't want peace, she wanted my land. So with dawn lighting my barn and manure wafting strong, I dialed an old army buddy, Mike. "Still got those training choppers?" He laughed. "Flyover." "No," I said. A reckoning. Next, a flimsy fence appeared overnight, white panels wobbling 6 feet onto my property. Linda called it a VY Sewell value marker, HOA jargon for, "We'll annoy you till you break." I strolled out with my IP on HOA Lines mug, tapping the fence while sipping, smirking as Linda watched from her golf cart, decked with flags and a live stream light. Then I spotted a camera in a bird feeder, aimed at my hens. I ripped it out, yelling, "Smile for your wiretap violation." 2 hours later, a bulletin slid under my wiper. "Decorative features must remain untouched." She'd said untouched. 2 more cameras popped upon in a fake owl. Another in a weather box tied to Vostech LLC, run by her nephew, a tech sophomore who flunked ethics. I taped the LLC papers to her garage beside a Yoga for 10 Souls flyer. Her minions issued spatial peace warnings for cow gazing. A kid waved at my cow Bess and got a ruminant agitation citation. I named her fences war relics, Passive Aggro Ridge, Delusion Line, and the Nope Wall. Her lackeys measured my oak shade with a kid's protractor. Linda pushed a rule: adjacent properties must match street level, VY Soul Flow, my farm had to mimic their cookie-cutter lawns. They offered paint swatches, suburban glow or calm taupe. I asked for barn grit. They didn't have it. Then someone carved my sunflowers into the HOA logo trail. Kim caught a guy in shorts with shears. Linda emailed, creative flora use, with an art event in VY Tegwis the star artist. My irrigation faltered. I dug up a soil sensor from her nephew, swapped it with goat dung. Days later Linda crowed my farm had toxic methane. I mailed that gem to the EPA. At the next meeting she demanded seasonal VOIB boards. I suggested scorched earth. She called me hostile. I offered to talk, when HA ego meets farm truth. Her motion passed. My VYB board? A cow skull and rubber snakes. She cited me for threatening plants. Drones multiplied led by retiree Stan who flew like he guarded state secrets. I trained my rooster, Colonel Peck, to down them. It worked. Drones crashed. Stan cried foul terrorism. Linda pulled. Report to Homeland? I posted a goat and balaclava meme. She rigged 97 votes via aliases. I traced them, gave proof to a lawyer who chuckled and cut his fee. Linda's masterpiece? A 43-page aesthetic code banning hay bales, mandating sunflower symmetry, and silencing cows during quiet hours, 9 to 11 a.m. weekdays. I sent it to the county titled Parody or Power Grab. My cows mooed louder. Her goons had blocked my hay road with flamingo planters. I called Mike. Need air support and camera jammers. Say no more, he said. Dawn. At sunrise, 3 choppers roared in, banner blazing. This farm's constitutionally protected. Back off, HA. It looped twice, dusting Linda's mailbox. I waved from the barn roof. Next time, fireworks. Her bird feeder camera fried that night. Call it HD fate. Then silence hit unnatural. No chicken clucks, no best moo. A sour stench rose from the trough. Pigs shunned it. Chickens wobbled. Bess swayed like she'd partied hard. I rushed feed to a vet. Local guy knew the land. He sniffed. Sabotage. Tests found fluoroacetate ban poison. Someone targeted my animals. I filed a police report. Officer Delaney, a goat cheese fan, asked, Etcha? I handed him Linda's newsletter cartoon of her purging chaos, starring a cross-eyed cow. He muttered, Christ, and marked it, investigating. Neighbor Tara brought muffins and a photo. My beehive, sprayed with relocate. Linda had crossed into felony land. That night, my irrigation cutout a gnome held a note. Comply or dry. HOA meetings turned cultish. Linda preached. Suburban renewal starts now. We'll uproot the rot. Human and horticultural. Her flock bobbed in sun hats. One suggested finding my angry barn smells. Another wanted chicken curfews. They birthed a rural enforcement squad, Stan as field chief, tasked with cow moo checks. I blared pig snorts nightly, feeding them lies. Fines exploded. Feather drift, clover excess, a due law 180 donkey noise ticket. No donkey rule existed. My well water tested funky enough to tank crops. Hay bale cams caught 2 HOA cronies with spray tanks at night. The sheriff spat. HA's gone cartel after seeing it. Linda held a press conference. Flute music, floral backdrop, calling it a landscaping check, twisted by farm propaganda. She moved to label my land a VY Soul blight, citing my barn's color discord. Her 50-page color rant called it aggressive red. I sent it to a satire site. It blew up. She sent a cease and paint order. I added glitter stripes to the barn. Then my granddad's windmill bolts gone, frame crumpled. A note, out with the old. I shook, called Mike, AIRSTRIKE. Big? At 6 a.m., 3 choppers dumped 300 gallons of aged manure on HAHQ. Linda's fence turned abstract. Her mailbox burst. I sipped coffee atop the barn, grinning. Poison my pigs, I fertilize your dreams. Weeks later, a slick lawyer, Mr. Grayson, served me a 97-page eminent domain petition. Linda claimed my farm caused ecological disharmony and mental unrest. She'd rigged a 75 fan tram HOA vote with fake signatures. Dead folks, Floridians, pre-buyers VY HO_piece at zonerealvyshound.com. She dug up a dead zoning plan to blur my land status, hired hemp-clad lobbyists to cry pastoral trauma at hearings, and mocked up a Linda Voss Peace Pa VY lion over my barn. I hit court in boots and Dad's hat. Linda strutted in like a vineyard heiress. Her lawyer's slideshow had my barn aflame, fake, and a sad face happiness graph. Judge Mercer, bearded and stern, scoffed. Feelings aren't evidente. My turn. Binders of deeds, taxes, AG protections, and a planner's FIDA VY Team Y land was untouchable. Linda paled. Mercer ruled. This farm's older than your HOA. No jurisdiction. Denied. She jabbed a finger. You don't belong. He banged his gavel. He was here first. We don't raise history for lawns. Cheers erupted. Outside, supporters including Stan, who muttered, epic, but your goats suck, gathered. Linda's next move would be wild. An anonymous package flash drives, HOA secrets, Linda files, drone raw revealed her rot. She'd skimmed Dulaw 47,000 for her lawn, faked votes, and tried selling HOA land for a cushy job. Mike's cyber pals built a digital strike. I hosted Farm Fest, free cheese, rides, and a 6 p.m. drone show. Linda RSVP'd expecting a truce. Instead, drones lit up. A pig judge, illegal, over her logo, her Dulaw 47,000 theft in digits. A barn screen played her trespassing clips and a voicemail. He's an eyesore with goats. She screamed deep fake, as drones spelled defund HOA. A county clerk froze their charter mid-fest. Linda hissed, you'll pay. But her board bailed. Her trial was a circus. Dulaw 82,000 missing, including Sedona retreats and spiritual koi water. She got 18 months house arrest. A 5-year HOA ban, Dulaw 97,000 restitution and therapy. Her empire dissolved. She tried a TV pity play, tripped on symbolic koi, then crashed into caramel apples at a fair, courtesy of Bess. It aired slow mo, caramel. Linda trended. She fled town, a cautionary tale. My farm thrived, goats famous, kids learning, community free. The slogan? Don't start none, won't farm none. Linda's compost fueled something better.